So, sorry, I had a phone call. So, anyway, he decides to just push through it. And so, when he does, he feels a bump. You know, it starts to vibrate again. And he feels this, like, bang on his elbow. And he assumes he's had a seizure and that he has fallen out of the bed. That's what's in his mind. And he opens his eyes and does not recognize what's in front of him. And finally he looks, and it's the light in the bedroom. It's the light in the ceiling. And he's on the ceiling. So, of course, that quickly he's scared and shocked, and shocks his way right back down into his body, and he's awake, and oh my God, you'd never believe what happened to me. I had this crazy thing. Anyway, he starts studying that. And this guy is like cutting edge. Well, NASA in Florida catches wind of this. People have actually quit NASA to follow this shit. Like, and in his books, it's almost like, and I believe this, I believe there are so many other worlds out there that we only understand our senses, our sights, and our sounds, and our taste, and our touch. Like, we don't understand what's out there. We're such babies, really. And so technology to us is what we're, you know, the cell phones and this and that, and going to space the way we do. But the truth is, like, we'll never be able to go through space far enough to get out of our galaxy in a human's lifetime, because we can't travel that fast, and there's a bunch of physics and whatnot. But Bob Monroe has gone to places that nobody has ever seen, because he did it through astral projection, through his mind. And I want to go too. So last night I had a slight experience with astral projection, and I love when that happens, like when I realize that I'm not dreaming. And you're like wide awake. You're like, oh my God, I'm not dreaming. This is like real. But it only lasted a really short time this time. And it has to be like, I don't know if that, like, I honestly don't know if the conditions have to be right, or it's just me and I have to be at a certain place or vibrate at a certain level. I don't know what the difference is, which is why I would like to go to the Monroe Institute and find out. And I'd love to do a vlog on there. You can go for a week, but it's really expensive, and I would have to save up because I have other things like taxes and stuff like that. So it's not happening today, but I would love to do it because I've had a few really cool, really super cool experiences. One was amazing. I came to myself in my bedroom and knew right away I wasn't dreaming. Knew it. And I had always heard you can just like kind of float out anywhere because you're just your energy. It's like when people almost die, that's what it's like. When they have a near-death experience, it's very similar to that. So I hear you can like kind of float anywhere. So I go out my window, and then there's somebody there to my left. I don't know who it is, but they put their hand up like this, and I put my hand on top, and we just started flying through the air like this wind in motion, and it's black and there's nothing but stars. It was so amazing, unbelievably amazing. And then we're on a coastline somewhere, and I don't know where. It wasn't a recognizable coastline, although if I was going to pick, it was closer to California than it would have been like New Jersey, like up in Big Sur somewhere, because it was pretty empty. It wasn't like it was all built up. So we're on this coastline, possibly like, I don't know. I don't even know if it was America, because if I could find it on the web, that would be absolutely crazy, but I haven't even really looked, but anyway, so I'm flying, and then I look down, and I'm looking at the top of a huge tent. It almost looks like a very a tent like out in the desert type thing, you know, different colors, and it's huge. But I'm flying over it. I don't go in the tent, and all of a sudden the entity, because I couldn't really see him, I know it was a male, because of his hand. I did see his hand, but the rest of him was almost like moving particles, and I could never really bring myself to look directly at him because I was scared, truthfully, but I went with it. And so all of a sudden we are heading towards, like, I'm on the shoreline, moon is there, stars, it's unbelievably gorgeous, the tent's underneath me, and to the right of me is this huge cliff, and in the cliff are like these little half moon doorways. I don't know how anybody would have gotten up there, but they're like doorways like this, like archway doorways, and they're inside the cliff wall. They're actually, you know, like doorways into each part of the cliff. And I was like, what in God's name? And all of a sudden the entity kind of focused me that way, like turned us a little bit that way, and then he like started to get away from me, and I was like reaching for his hand. I was so scared because now I'm on my own flying. I'm assuming I'm flying because this guy's holding me up, and because I guess I assumed that or thought that, as soon as he was gone, I started to go down like this. But so I kind of pointed myself in the direction of one of the doorways, and I thought I'll just roll, like when I get there I'll just like do a somersault, and that's what I did. So I go through the doorway, and I turn one shoulder like this, and I just like roll onto my back and end up sitting up. And it is a single room made of like clay. It's just made of the dirt of the wall of the cliff. It's a single room, and there is I would say 10 to 12-year-old Indian, not Native American, from India kind of boy, who doesn't have any clothes on. I mean, to be totally honest, he's standing there naked. And the only other thing in the entire room, and it was a very small room, was a hearth, like a arched fireplace, but there was nothing in it, but there was a fire, but there was like an arched fireplace, but there wasn't like a spit or this or that, like there was nothing there. And I looked up at him, I was like totally shocked, like, who are you? And he claps his hands and says, I knew you would come. And boom, I think I'm back in my bedroom. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm wide awake. And I go to, I'm standing in my bedroom, no less. So I'm like, wow, that was crazy. I go to move, and I'll take a picture of this to show you. On the top of each one of my windows, I have a sun on one, and the sun is from Jim Shore, really pretty. And then on the other one, I have an handmade Indian turtle that's made with like all these beads and sequins and stuff. Really, really beautiful. And that is over my other window in the bedroom. So I go to walk in my bedroom, and I look down on the floor, and the turtle is on the floor. And I was like, wow, because it's like over a high window. So I was like, oh, how did that get there? And I went to bend to pick it up, and it friggin' moves. It like starts to move, like walking. And I went, and this is the thought that went through my head, I'm not back yet. And boom, I'm in my bed. Crazy. I sat up on the edge of my bed, and I have like about 5 stories like that I will tell you more about, but this is my out-of-body experience. Last night, I came to myself in a place that I've come to before. It's on this river, and it's almost like a cabin. And I've been there before, only this time I just like walked in, and I didn't have a lot of time there, but I knew I wasn't dreaming. So that's it for today, because I'm about to walk into work. Sorry to leave you on that, but I thought that might be something cool you'd like to listen to. Oh, I'm going to do 2 more videos. I've got a fire love spell coming on Sunday. But before that, I also went through, I'm doing a lot of research on this one. I'm doing Valentine's gifts by sign. So if your guy or girl is a certain sign, I'm going to give you a list of like the Valentine's Day that each sign might like. So I'm going to have that also this weekend. So 2 videos coming your way. Okay, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, sorry. And if you'd like to follow the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below, subscribe to me, and remember, the magic is right here. It's always in you. So let's get magical, okay? I'll see you later. Have a great day.